Welcome into Dallas Mavericks Today by Chat Sports. I am Chase Sr. Hit me up. Let's talk some Mavs on Twitter and Instagram at Chase_Sr. And I got to be honest, I don't like the Clippers. So to see the Mavericks go into the Staples Center in Los Angeles and give them the business in games 1 and 2, oh boy, it's really sweet. And they came through with a monster performance in Game 2 to take a commanding 2-0 series lead over the Clippers. Clippers didn't want to play the Lakers in the first round. They dropped to the 4th seed. They get the Mavericks. And what do you know? Going back to Dallas, Clippers in an 0-2 hole. Luka Doncic once again was unbelievable. 39 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. Tim Hardaway Jr., what a performance. 28 points, 5 dimes, 6 of 8 from long range. And Kristaps Porzingis, he was composed. Finally, a big playoff performance for him. 20 points. And the Mavericks at the end of the day able to outlast the Clippers and Kawhi Leonard, who dropped 41 points in a loss. But other than him, this Clippers team continues to come up short. Yes, Paul George had 28, but it was an empty 28 for me. You know who had a loud 39 points? Luka. Luka Doncic is the Clippers' daddy. He owns the Clippers in the playoffs, and he is in their heads right now. He is so confident against this team, and when the Clippers take the floor against Luka, they're scared. Their palms get sweaty. They start shivering in their boots and quaking in their boots because Luka is coming through, and he is just the Clippers' daddy. 39 points in Game 2, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, 16 of 29 from the floor, and the step back was once again unstoppable. How about that sidestep one-footed three that he hit at one point? He was better than Kawhi Leonard, and I think it's safe to say right now in this current moment, Luka Doncic might be a better player than Kawhi Leonard. I'm saying it here on Mavericks Today. I'm not just fired up after this Dallas win. I think it's the reality because I think Luka has brought a level of toughness, accountability, competitiveness, and just a little bit of culture to the Mavericks. Whereas Kawhi Leonard likes to stay silent, this team with the Clippers, they're soft. And they have no intestinal fortitude. And I think a big reason for that is because of how Kawhi Leonard carries himself. Tim Hardaway Jr., he was really, really good tonight. I mean, who would you rather have in the playoffs? Tim Hardaway Jr. or playoff P, Paul George? Tim Hardaway Jr. makes the argument tonight, hey, you'd rather have me. He was getting bucket after bucket, and the big one in the fourth quarter to basically virtually win it for the Mavericks to give them this 2-0 series lead, 6 of 8 from beyond the arc. Grade the Mavericks' performance against the Clippers in Game 2, A, B, C, D, or F. If you're not giving the Mavericks a straight-up A, you're just lying to yourself, and you're a straight-up hater. Mavericks were great tonight. I am giving them an A. Really? They were led by Luka, Kristaps Porzingis, and Tim Hardaway Jr., and then great defensive performances in addition to those three guys. They only got 24 bench points. Didn't really matter because guys like Kristaps Porzingis played well. And he is so crucial to the Mavericks' success. 20 points, 4 rebounds, 3 steals, that does it for me. Hit a three-pointer from near the Clippers logo, just past half court. You know what the announcer should have said? Kristaps made that three splash from the club. Yeah, you see what I did there? Paul George, on the other hand, he was better than his historical playoff collapses, 28 points, 12 rebounds, and 6 assists, but some of those points coming in minimal moments. Clippers could have used him early on, and I didn't think he was necessarily all that great. So the Mavericks come through with a 127-121 win in Game 2, and I just don't see how a mentally fragile Clippers team is able to rebound from a 2-0 series deficit going back to Dallas, where in the Big D, the arena, Mark Cuban has it all set up near full capacity in Dallas for games 3 and 4. I see the Mavericks going on to win this series. I just don't see a scenario in which the Clippers are going to come back. If they do come back, they're going to have to start in Game 3. So let me know, Mavs fans, who do you have in Game 3 as this series shifts to Dallas? Type DAL for the Dallas Mavericks. Type LAC for the Los Angeles Clippers. Get your votes in down below. I'm going to continue to ride with the hot Dallas Mavericks. Make sure you're subscribed to Mavericks Today by Chat Sports. We're going to continue to cover and break down this team all playoffs long. And I'll tell you this, if Luka and the boys come through with a masterful round one performance, the hype train, it's going to gather more and more momentum. And you want to be a part of that momentum, so subscribe to Mavericks Today by Chat Sports by either going to youtube.com/MavsTV or hit that big red button down below. Let's preview Mavericks Clippers in Game 3 as this series shifts to Dallas, Texas. Tip-off going to be Friday night, 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central. Game 1, Mavericks were really good just like they were in Game 2. They have been just awesome in the first 2 games of this series. Luka Doncic continues to dominate and get in the heads of the Los Angeles Clippers. In Game 1, a slight 31 points, 10 rebounds, 11 assists. Yeah, a triple-double because Luka Doncic has become a walking triple-double. And in Game 2, Luka, even better. 39 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists. But really, it was guys like Tim Hardaway Jr. who were chipping in with a monster 28 points and that clutch three-pointer late in the fourth quarter to officially seal this win for the Mavericks. And Kristaps Porzingis. I mean, how many times can you say it? He's a crucial part to this team. And look, I understand the whole him going to the club thing, getting fined $50,000, not the greatest look. The optics of that, not great. And Kristaps Porzingis hasn't shown the best judgment throughout his NBA career, and maybe he's not the greatest cultural guy. But if he plays like he did in Game 2, the Mavericks are in a really good spot. So if he plays like that, I'm confident about the Mavericks going into Game 3 because I just think the Clippers are broken down right now. So what is your confidence level heading into Game 3? Scale it for me in the comment section below from 1 to 10. 1 being not confident in the Mavs at all. 10 being I am super, super confident that the Mavericks are going to win Game 3. Want to get to my keys for a Mavericks victory in Game 3 for them to be victorious and get out to a commanding 3-0 lead. And I want to start with this. You have to continue to let the Clippers know that you have no fear. Mavericks haven't had any fear in the first 2 games, and I think that confidence against the Clips goes back to the first round series in the bubble last year, where if Kristaps was healthy, I think the Mavericks were going to be victorious in that series. So continue to punch the Clippers in the mouth because they haven't shown that they respond to adversity yet. Luka Doncic, hey, he was great against the Clippers in the first round last year. He's been great in the first 2 games in this series this year. Luka Doncic is the Clippers' daddy so far in his NBA career. And I think he, like the Mavericks, have gotten into the heads of the Los Angeles Clippers. They have no answer for him. Kawhi Leonard didn't guard him in Game 1. Matched up against him a little bit more in Game 2, but it didn't matter. You saw the stat line, 39 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. Luka Doncic continues to carve the Clippers up in a variety of ways, and he right now, hey, let's call it like it is the Clippers' daddy. Tim Hardaway, continue to go hard, brother. 28 points in Game 2. That big three-pointer late really sealed the deal for this Game 2 victory. And Tim Hardaway has the propensity to be up and down. He can be hot and cold. That's really been the path of his NBA career, right? He's been somewhat of an inconsistent and maddening player at times. But when he is on, and he can be a flamethrower from deep. And he was a flamethrower from deep in Game 2. I want to continue to see Tim Hardaway go hard for the Mavs. My next point of emphasis and key for a Game 3 Mavericks win, composed Kristaps Porzingis. I want to see this version of Kristaps Porzingis where he looks in control. He looks unfazed by the moment. He looks like he wants it. And he just has this cool, calm, collected nature about him. And he's a mismatch problem in the front court against a Clippers team that is thin in the front court. He wins the matchup against Serge Ibaka because of his ability to stretch the floor and his athleticism. Kristaps Porzingis going to be big in Game 3. Here's an area where the Mavericks need to improve because other than Luka, Hardaway, Kristaps, who you see on your screen right now, only 24 bench points. Have to have a more well-rounded effort against a Clippers team that is somewhat deep. So I'm looking for the Mavericks bench to be just a little bit better in Game 3. And if they are, and Luka, Hardaway, Porzingis can continue to play like they have so far in this series, Mavericks going to be in a really good spot at home in front of a raucous crowd because Mark Cuban, he's going to have the fans all types of fired up. Clippers, Mavericks, Friday night, 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central in Dallas. Will Dallas sweep the Clippers at home? That is my last question for you Mavs fans before we head out. Type Y for yes, type N for no. Just go ahead and smash that Y for yes.